How does he do that? Okay. Hey, everybody. It is noon Central Time. Hope everybody's doing fantastic here. I'm going to make sure we got audio. Yep, audio is good. What's up, Sharon? Ellen, what's up, Ellen? Hey there. Lex, I'm going to mute that. And good to see everybody. I'm just making some notes here as well. 1, 2. See, it's 1, 2. And then and drop. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 3. It looks like everything is set up here on my end. Yep, we are live and we are good to go. So welcome, everybody, to day 3 of the Masterclass, the Lease Option Masterclass. We have covered a ton of stuff already so far. Yesterday was phenomenal, where we had the seller call. Before the masterclass, he had called off one of the postcards we'd sent because his listing was over 90 days in the market. And so you all got to see live how I structured that deal, how I did email number 1, then email number 2, how I took the seller price sheet. I used the lease option calculator to show you how that works. And I sent those emails off to the seller. So you got to see all of that. This morning, or last night on the Coach's Corner, I actually called that seller, left a message for him, but he emailed me this morning, said, I've received the numbers, received the information, and we're reviewing it back to you. So I'll probably hear back from him today, or I'll follow up maybe later, maybe even on tonight's Coach's Corner at 6 p.m. Central. So, but yes, we've covered a lot of stuff so far. Today, we're going to be diving into marketing. I'm going to be showing multiple ways to market to sellers. Now, if you've been trying to do wholesaling or anything in real estate, doing your marketing, what you're going to see is that the marketing that we do to sellers, we do a lot of things differently than what a wholesaler may do to market to sellers. So I'll be showing you multiple different ways to market to sellers, some of the ways that we use, some of the ways that we teach our dream partners. Sorry, my shirt got caught there on that. Anyway, I'll be showing you multiple ways, about 20 different ways to market to sellers. But at the end of the day, when it comes to marketing, I'll show this here in a second, but creativity is far more important than recklessly used money. Some of the worst marketing I've ever done in 18 years is when I had a lot of money to market with. So I don't want you thinking, well, John, I don't have a lot of money to spend on marketing. That's great. You're going to find that you do your best marketing when you don't have money to market with. Why? Because you've got to use creativity. Creativity will always beat recklessly used money when it comes to marketing. Please don't forget that. When we teach our dream partners to do marketing, the ways we start them off is for free. It's all free ways to market to sellers. The only way, the method, I should say, that costs money is direct mail. But even then, when our dream partners do exactly what we say, and we're working with them to do very specific mailings, then it's still not a lot of money at all. I mean, literally, $500, $600 maybe for direct mail. Definitely not what you may be used to of these wholesalers that spend tens of thousands of dollars a month on wholesaling. That's just crazy. So I'm going to get my screens ready here. Oh, and I'll tell you what, before I get started, let me show you this. Share screen. So one of my dream partners just locked up this beautiful house. I'm going to share and share. I have to click so many buttons here. So here's a beautiful house. One of our dream partners just locked up down in Katy, Texas. Now I'm in Texas. This person's in Texas. I've got a number of dream partners here in Texas. Please, I don't want you to think, well, I guess I can only do this in Texas. No, that just happens to be where I am. Okay. So we have dream partners all over the US. But here's a beautiful house that he locked up yesterday in Katy, Texas. And I'm going to show you this. Scroll down here. Yesterday. Oh, did I hit enough? Is it not sharing? I think, am I frozen? I'm looking at so I'm trying to monitor my phone, and I want to make sure y'all can see my screen. Y'all can see, there it is, I think. Did it go? Y'all can see my screen, right? For some reason, it's not showing on my phone. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Johnny. Okay, I don't know why it's not showing on my phone. I have no idea. I'm trying to monitor this. So here's this house we just got in Katy, Texas. $619,000 house. Beautiful, beautiful house. He's got almost $25,000 what his option fee will be in this. So he'll make almost $25,000. It's $3,400 a month, which is a pretty good deal for that house. So I anticipate it'll probably take about, I'm going to guess about 4 to 5 weeks to really get a solid buyer for this. Just because of the price, but beautiful house, beautiful location, $24,000 or $25,000 down almost, and then $3,400 a month. But here's a beautiful house that he just got yesterday, and so you can see this on Leasing to Buy. Our dream partners get to use our website, Leasing to Buy. From this, then he's putting it on Facebook Marketplace. My team, my marketing team, will then blast this out to multiple syndication sites as well. Again, my marketing team will go out and blast this out for him and do the marketing on that end. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to, again, my marketing team will, okay, there we go. I had to, so on my I'm monitoring this on my phone, so I had to switch down for a second. Sorry. Yes, there's my search. Is a beautiful house he got. So I'm going to stop sharing that. And let's go to the presentation. Here we go. All right, day 3 of the Lease Option Masterclass. I'm going to do a quick recap because I really want to get into marketing pretty quickly here. Quick recap. Again, day 1, we talked about cash goals, asking what are your cash goals? Is it $12,000 a month, $24,000 a month, whatever that may be? And then how many sellers do you need to talk to get to those goals? And I use the outrageous number of, talking to 20 sellers to get one deal. It's actually about half that. If you send off even 10 seller price sheets, you're gonna get a deal. Mathematically, you just cannot. So, but again, going with a really high number of 20, are you willing to talk to 20 people in exchange for $12,000? And again, one deal every other month, that's $72,000 a year. One deal a month is $144,000 a month. We even showed Grant Cardone talking about lease options, about how he's using lease options on a commercial property in The Undercover Billionaire. And then we got into mindsets and beliefs, talking about how opportunities don't go away, they go to someone else. We talked about the conscious mind versus the subconscious mind, how that any thought, desire, action first must pass through the subconscious mind before you actually take action. And the subconscious mind is there to protect you, and it'll stamp any idea with denied, yeah, but, what if only, and then you don't take action. And then the worst, most dangerous kind of action is the kind of action that's stamped with proceed, but with caution, because your action's going to suck, your results are going to suck. It's all going to come back to your conscious, and you go, see, there you go. I told you it wasn't going to work. So you want to take action as quickly as possible to literally bypass the subconscious. So when you have that opportunity, don't hem-haw about it. Go, well, I better go out talk to my husband. I better go talk to my wife. I don't know. No, boom, take action. Because successful people take action quickly and they adjust. Unsuccessful people never decide, and therefore they remain unsuccessful. So you must act with speed and you must commit. Remember Robert Allen talking to us on Monday, saying until one commits, there's hesitancy, right? Remember that saying? And so once you commit, though, it literally changes the dynamics. It changes providence in your favor once you commit. And it all starts with committing to what is that financial goal that you have, right? Is it $12,000 a month? Let's just start there. With a monthly income, it's $12,000 a month. That's my goal. All right, boom. Now you've got that. How are you going to do it? And are you committed to do that? Are you committed to do what it takes to get that $12,000 a month? And then what does that look like? What is it going to require on your part to get to that $12,000? All right, well, I'm going to have to talk to 20 people. I'm going to have to get 20 seller price sheets out. Can you do that? Yes. You could literally do that working part-time, but you've got to commit. You've got to commit. Remember, here's the diagram of the conscious brain and the subconscious brain. Again, your knowledge, your reason is your conscious brain, but you've got to act so fast that you literally bypass that subconscious. And your results, once you see your results, then you can adjust your action to get better results. But your results are going to stink if your subconscious brain says proceed with caution, because you're not committed. So on day one in the VIP room, we did a lot of Q&A, talking about some deal structure, talking about how you get paid. And then in the coach's corner, which is every day at 6 p.m., we had our dream team there. We had Tamara and Maricela and Tim Aragon, and Susie was on the line, and Melanie was on there, and Joe Seski was on there. Entire dream team was on there. That is the entire dream team that we all work together. And there's a saying that I like to say in our 3-day events, and that saying is, I am done being one. I am done being one. And what that refers to is that, at the end of the day, your ego ain't your amigo, all right? Your ego ain't your amigo. And that means that so many times with our ego and our pride, we think we need to know it all before we take action. We think we need to be the ones that have all the knowledge and skill and mindset to do everything needed to achieve a goal, when that's not it at all. You see, when you're done being one, then you stop asking how and you're asking who. This is the book, Who Not How. I highly recommend you get this book, Who Not How. Instead of asking how am I going to get $12,000, say who. Who do I know that can help me get to $12,000 a month? In this case, because you're on the Lease Option Masterclass, it may very well be myself and Joe Seski. We are your who's, right? But whatever it is you're trying to achieve in life, stop asking how I get there and ask who can help me get there. Whether it's a weight loss, if you want to get fit, stop saying, how am I going to get fit? Say, who can get me there? If I want to lose 10 pounds, who can help me lose 10 pounds? Who can help me gain 5 pounds of muscle? Instead of saying how. Because the question, how do I do something, puts all the pressure on you for you to have all the knowledge and skill set to accomplish that goal. You should be asking who, not how. That's why I surround myself with the dream team. These are the best of the best. And guess what? I'll be very honest with you. I've done this for 18 years. I've had a lot of people that I brought in to work with me that it didn't work. So now we have that dream team. We have the best of the best. with Tamara Aragon and Tim and Susie and Maricela and Melanie. So we've got that dream team. And obviously with Joe Seski, who's been with me for years and has worked the system since he was 19 years old, has worked the leasing to buy system. And at 19 years old, did 200 deals using the leasing to buy system. So again, it's the dream team. Who, not how. Yesterday, we talked about lease option assignments. We talked specifically about lease option assignments. Who are the sellers? Who are these buyers? Why do sellers love lease options? How do you become the superhero by helping sellers that can't sell and buyers that can't buy? And what are the advantages for the seller? What are the advantages to the buyer? And why are lease option assignments so much easier to work with than other strategies in real estate? And then if you remember, I actually showed you my computer screen and I showed you live how I took an actual deal from this seller that had called yesterday morning. And I showed you, okay, guys, here we go. Here's the house on Zillow. Here it is on Redfin. Let's look at PropStream. Remember, I did all that. And I showed you email number one. I showed you the email to email number one. And then email number two, seller price sheet. Put that together, showed you that. Then boom, sent that off. And these are all things that our dream partners do. And as I mentioned yesterday, our dream partners do not send a seller price sheet without myself or Joe Seski signing off on them. So they don't have to worry and stress about, oh my God, did I do the numbers right? No, because we're right there to help them. And no contracts are sent to sellers unless myself or Joe Seski sign off on them. So they've got that support. But again, we showed that yesterday. Then in the VIP room, we did more Q&A. We brought on a dream partner, Teresa. Teresa is up in the Maryland area. She has a real deal coming together where the sellers, they're older sellers from another country. They're immigrants from their country. They're older. Trying to get them to sign the documents, the revised contracts. Just from a technical standpoint, I'm trying to get them to use DocuSign, right? So we got her on the phone, and I showed everybody this actual deal that Teresa has. I think it was a $23,000 deal, $23,500 deal that she has that's going to be closing by November 15th. So she has the seller, she has the buyer, and we talked about those numbers. We talked about that specific deal. And then I guided Teresa because this is her first deal. She's a fairly new dream partner. She's about to close her first deal for about $23,000. So I walked Teresa through, okay, focus on this, master this process, get this document signed, then get this buyer to send you $3,000. So today, Teresa is receiving earnest money for that property. $3,000. And then she's going to be closing that deal. She's actually meeting the seller tomorrow, I believe she said, to get the documents signed. So a phenomenal VIP room yesterday. Then at 6 p.m. yesterday, 6 p.m. Central Time, we had Coach's Corner, talked to Meredith and Teresa, two dream partners, and Teresa's getting her first deal. Meredith is getting a ton of, yesterday, literally, as we were on the Coach's Corner yesterday, if you didn't see it, as we are talking live, Meredith is getting text responses from people saying yes, from sellers saying yes, tell us more about the lease option. We are interested. So it was just phenomenal there. She was all excited. So great day yesterday. So today I'm going to talk about marketing to sellers. I'm going to show many ways to market to sellers. I'm going to show a tool that our dream partners have that we've developed and built for our dream partners. It's called Property Snatcher. It's an online platform. I'll show you that as well. But I want to talk about the levels of desperation here. This is so important to understand. And what you're looking at now is the levels of desperation. You have to understand the levels of desperation so that as you're talking to sellers, as you're hearing their story, what's going on, you understand where these sellers are in these levels of desperation. Because depending on where they are in these levels of desperation depends on the strategy or the prescription that you're going to write the seller. Yesterday, I was talking about be the doctor. As a wholesaler, you're trained to beat people down and beat them down and beat them down and beat them down. And I approach it totally different. Don't you think if you're beating sellers down day after day that, yeah, they're going to be pissed at you? I don't operate that way. I'm here to help. I'm not here to beat you down. I'm here to listen to what your situation is. What is your problem with this property? You see, people with a house either have a property problem, a money problem, or a personal problem, meaning family, etc., or a combination of those three, right? You have to understand through communication and conversation, where are they? What is their level of desperation? So you understand as you're listening to them what prescription to write. For me, normally that prescription is a lease option, but it's not always. Sometimes it is a subject to. Maybe it's a cash offer. We are working on a deal right now in down by Houston where it'll be just a cash offer. And I'm remember I said I'm done being one. Well, guess what? I'm bringing in a very, very experienced investor that's a very good friend of mine into this deal to buy this house for cash, and then we'll turn into an Airbnb because he's done a lot of Airbnbs. So I'm going to be learning while I'm earning. That's amazing. If you ever have the opportunity to earn while you learn, you've got to take advantage of that, right? If you can earn while you learn, guys, you got to take advantage of that. So with this deal in Houston, I will be earning while I'm learning from this other very, very, very experienced investor that has done a lot of Airbnb. He's got the contact for the private money and this and that. So I'll be earning while I'm learning some of the intricacies of Airbnb. But so anyway, so back to the prescription. So I may be writing a prescription for a subject to. It might be a wholesale deal. It might be a short sale. But it might be a lease option, right? Lease option assignment. It just depends. But you've got to understand the levels of desperation. You have for sale by owner, for rent by owner, MLS, for lease, subject to, short sale, and foreclosure. I'm going to show you this here on the whiteboard. I'm going to stop this for just a second here. So I'm going to show you my camera here. Let me see if I can bring this over. I was showing this. Those lights kind of glare off of it, don't they? I was showing this yesterday in the VIP room, which, by the way, if you're not VIP yet, I don't know what to tell you. It's too late. We shut the link down. So just like I said, we were going to shut the link down. We killed it yesterday after the VIP call. But there's a lot of good stuff in there. We're putting even every day, we're putting more and more free stuff in the VIP Google Drive link. But I was saying yesterday that you have for sale by owner, for rent by owner, MLS, houses for lease. What is for lease? It means a real estate agent has it just for lease. SLO, that's sandwich lease option, wholesale subject to, short sale, foreclosure. As a lease option assignment expert, you are really working with these top four levels. So what happens with for sale by owner? Let's kind of walk through this here. For sale by owner is a homeowner, they stick the sign in the yard. For sale by owner, they want enchiladas. Boom, I'm going to get enchiladas, and I'm going to get full price. I'm not going to pay a commission, and I'm just going to wait for my enchiladas. Well, after 2, 3, 4 weeks, there's no enchiladas coming. They're waiting, they're looking around, waiting for enchiladas. There's no enchiladas coming. Then we say, hey, we have fajitas. They get this in the mail, or they get a text from us. Hey, I know you want full price. That's great. If that didn't work out, I have fajitas. Maybe something worth looking at. I can get some information if you'd like. And when they see that they can get fajitas and there's no enchiladas coming, they're like, how fast can you bring the fajitas, right? So for sale by owner, for rent by owner, for rent by owner is very low hanging fruit. For rent by owner is one of two categories. If a person has a house for rent by owner, that means that homeowner is either an investor or an accidental landlord. What do I mean by that? If someone has a house for sale by owner, then they go for rent by owner. That means they're renting it because it didn't sell. And so after a while, when it didn't sell, they're like, screw it. I'll just rent the damn thing, right? That wasn't the intention. That wasn't the goal. So they put it for sale by owner. Then that didn't work. They put it for rent by owner. So now they are an accidental landlord. So they're either an accidental landlord or they're an investor. Either way, we can help them. I love working with investors. And today we're going to talk about different ways to market sellers. You're going to see that investors are one of the greatest avenues for you to work with leads, for lead generation, because they go out, whether it's a wholesaler going out doing all this marketing, they have all these dead leads, or whether it's someone that's going out and they rehab houses and they need to turn their inventory. Other investors are a phenomenal source for properties. But anyway, for sale by owner, for rent by owner, MLS, we target MLS. I'm going to show you that here in just a little bit. Houses for lease. Now, SLO that's sandwich lease option. Sandwich lease option, which we're not talking about on this masterclass so much, but it's where you're sandwiched between the seller and the buyer on a lease option. So the buyer's paying you, you're paying the seller. So you're making money up front, in the middle, and at the end. The houses that are really a target for the sandwich lease option, it's a very small target, meaning it's really kind of fits between a lease option and a wholesale deal. So the owner's not desperate enough to wholesale at, say, 50, 60 cents on the dollar, right? But maybe the house is not really, great for a lease option assignment. There's some room in there. That's a sandwich lease option. That's not a big avenue there. But anyway, so then you've got wholesale, subject to, where you're taking over the property, short sale, and foreclosure. These are levels of desperation. You need to know those. So as you're talking to sellers, you understand the prescription to write. So let me go back here, and I'm going to share this screen with you. Okay. All right, there we go. So all right, so we talked about the levels of desperation. Now, there's 20 ways, there's more than 20 ways, but I'm going to show you about 20 ways to market to sellers. This sheet I'm about to show you, I'm going to share with you. I'll go through it. I'm going to upload this later today to the Google Drive for my VIP people. So you have access to this. You can keep it forever. I'll show you a little bit of Property Snatcher that we've had developed for our dream partners. And we're adding more and more to this platform. That's just one of the many ways that we use to market to sellers. So I'm going to show that. But again, as I go into these methods, understand, like I said, that creativity will always beat recklessly used money. And as I show you all these methods here in just a second of marketing to sellers, I want you to only focus on 2 to 3 ways to market to sellers, or you will suck at all of them. And this is so important when it comes to marketing, guys. You've got to be consistent with marketing. If you're not going to be consistent, guys, don't even do it. If you're not going to be consistent, just don't. Don't even do it. Don't do real estate. Move on to something else if you're not going to be consistent. I recommend to my dream partners have a marketing schedule. Like Monday, I will scrape Zillow on Sunday. On Monday, I'll do the text blast. Tuesday's direct mail. Whatever that exact schedule is like, have a marketing schedule. All right, so let me get into. I'm going to show you the 20 ways to market here. I'm going to stop this. And again, this sheet is going to be put into the Dream Partners section later today. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to show this seller sources handout. This, I believe, is already in the VIP section. This is a great, very simplistic PDF that Joe Seski put together. So let's talk about this. Then we'll go to the different ways of marketing to sellers. So these are some great, as Joe calls them, primary lease option seller sources. Oh, I did not. Sorry, I forgot to hit one. I always forget to hit the button. There we go. So this is Joe Seski put this together, and Joe is actually on coaching calls back to back this week. So he's on. Joe coaches just almost nonstop Monday through Friday, and so he's on coaching calls right now. And so I told him, I said, "Hey man, stick to those calls today. I'll take care of the marketing today on the class." But he put this together for you all. And this and again, this is in the VIP section. I recommend you print it off. It's especially it kind of helps keep things simplistic. You know, he's talking about lease option deals are perfect for sellers that want full price, but are frustrated by the time it's taken to sell their home. And these sellers can be found in a few key categories. He said for sale by owner, right? Which we just talked about that for sale by owner. For rent by owner. Expired listings. Expired listings are huge. Now you can get expired listings either for if you are a real estate agent, you can use expired listings. You can utilize if you're not an agent, you still can get expired listings for either from a friend that's an agent or from sources like PropStream. You can get it from Property Snatcher, but that's for our dream partners. But PropStream, you can get it from. I think listability from other real estate agents as well. Expired listings are great. MLS over 30, 60, 90 days on market. I'll be showing you a couple of ways that we access this here in just a little bit. And then word of mouth, of course, are real estate groups. You befriend wholesalers and tell them you'll pay them for their dead leads or their low equity leads, and you become their best friend. So this is a nice little document that Joe put together for you all. And again, this is already in the VIP section. Hey, what am I God? What?
Speaking of the devil, yeah.
Wait, I didn't know you were hanging around, sneaking around behind the scenes. I was just,
I've been here the whole time, John. I was here the whole time. I don't know how you missed me. No, I just got off a coaching call. I couldn't reschedule, so I jumped on late. But yeah, that's a great little infographic there. And even you have that great business card you hand out at RIA meetings as well. You pay $1,000 for skinny leads, right?
Yeah, I don't have a picture of it on these slides, but yeah, I've got a business card that says I pay $1,000 cash for low equity leads. Yeah. You can hand it out at real estate groups. And actually, and to give you, and you don't even know this, Joe, this goes in line exactly with what we're talking about. Christina Kraus, who I don't know if you know, but she was at the wedding. So, super incredibly sweet, super lady, incredibly intelligent. But she runs Postal Impact, which they do massive mailings for. But to work with them, you've got to spend $10,000 minimum a month on direct mail. So they work with the big boys. Okay. Well, they now are getting these leads. They're now helping the investors work these leads, right? In the sense of they'll help generate the leads. They send them out to the investor. If the investor doesn't work them, they come back to Christina's company. Well, now they want us leasing to buy to work these leads that these big behemoths cannot work. So we just talked about her and I talked about that on Monday. Her and her sister are now emailing me about just clarifying what it is we're looking for. And I said basically you get any lead where the owner's where it's move-in ready and the seller wants full price. Boom.
Right. That's us. So, that'd be great.
Yeah. So that's just an example of how people can use other investors and wholesalers to generate leads, right? Because they're already paying for them. And like in this case, Postal Impact has God knows how many leads and these are the big guys, spending $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month. Marketing, and now we're going to be able to get access to some of their leads.
Yeah, consistent lead flow of full reads. So that'd be great. Yeah.
Absolutely. And there again, guys, and John, you weren't on for this part. I started off talking about kind of recapping day 1 and day 2, and I was talking about a couple of the books I'd recommended. I told everybody about the book Who Not How.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, so many times as entrepreneurs, we have an idea or a struggle. And we think, how do I fix this? How do I do this? How do I do that? When really we should be asking, who do I know
Right.
that can do this? Who do I know that can solve that? Who can I surround myself with that can help me with this situation? So so there's another example of a great who, as you all are watching this, who can you surround yourself that's generating leads that may have lead to the
Yeah, or not even that. I mean, we get leads from students quite frequently that don't fall into the lease option basket necessarily. And if it's a subject to, we have our contact for that. If it's a short sale, we have our contact for that. So even us, we outsource to experts, right? We work together.
I was just saying that a perfect example of a who not how is we have a house in Houston that that John Lewingus, our dream partner, found through one of his mailings, and because of the situation with the owner and the numbers and the mortgage, it's way behind. Lease option wasn't a fit, but a cash offer was. But there was a lot of skin in the game, so I brought in a who. That who being Landon, who has a tremendous amount of experience, not only in Houston, but as an investor, and has the private money. So we're going to be partnering on this, Landon and I, and then he brought in his contractor and then converting it into an Airbnb. And of course, because Landon does Airbnbs. And so I was telling people, guys, if that's a phenomenal opportunity for me to literally earn while I learn. And Joe, what I told him was, if you all ever have an opportunity to earn while you learn, you've got to jump on that opportunity, right? Because Lane and I will be splitting the proceeds on this. That's fine. The knowledge I'm going to gain from seeing some of the things that he does differently than what I do, and so the inner workings of the Airbnb and this and that, phenomenal opportunity. So again, it's who, not how. So, but yes, which by the way, speaking of John Lewingus, John Lewingus and Mike O'Hara are going to be on Coach's Corner tonight at 6 p.m. Central. Mike O'Hara out in Hawaii.
Okay.
And John Lewingus, who just got a house under contract in Conroe, beautiful house in Conroe. So they're going to be on talking about how they did the marketing, how those leads came to be, the challenges maybe that they faced, or whatever the case may be. So, so I'm going to show some different ways to market to sellers. And then something I'm going to show here just briefly is I'll show Property Snatcher, how we can pull over 30s through Property Snatcher. And interestingly enough, literally an hour before I went live, one of my tech guy that's working on some of the programming for the FSBO scraping, he was texting me about a couple of things he's just putting together on there with the texting platform. But anyway, so I'm going to show this Word document here, and I'm going to see if I can make sure that shows. I'll make this a little bit bigger. I'm checking my phone, make sure it looks. Yeah, that looks. You can read that, right? Yeah, yeah. So there's so many ways to market to sellers, guys. And like I said before, I'll cover about 20 of them here. I think there's actually more on this sheet. But at the end of the day, when Joe and I are teaching our dream partners, we tell them to only focus on like 2, maybe 3 ways. On ways to market to sellers, because if you try to focus on all these ways, you're going to absolutely suck at all of them, right? So just focus on 2 to 3 ways. Properties that are we talked about this, guys, already. Properties are for sale by owner, for rent by owner, direct mail to listed houses. Yes, Joe and I teach how to do direct mail to listed houses, direct mail to absentee owners. Joe, were you and maybe I'm wrong here, were you talking last week or the week before about doing some direct mail to low equity absentee owners, or is that one of the dream partners?
I wasn't talking about it, but we've done it in the past. I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
So as a wholesaler, wholesalers typically market to absentee owners, meaning they don't live in the house, high equity, right? Meaning they've got a lot of equity, maybe 10 or 15 years of equity. Whereas the lease option, you can look for absentee owners, I mean, they don't live there, but low equity, such as they've got the mortgage was originated, say, 3 years ago or less. That's someone that is either an investor or excellent landlord, somebody that has a problem property. Because
a lot of veterans too. A lot of veterans that bought 100% financing on VA loans, and then they get transferred or whatever, and now they want to sell the house. Well, sometimes they don't even have enough equity to pay an agent's commission.
Right. Yeah. You know, I had a student, I've talked about this before. I had a student, a number of years ago, and he was former military, I think Army or whatever. Well, because he was former military, he kind of spoke the lingo of military people, right? He could speak their lingo and get on their frequency, if that makes sense. And so he would target military cities, military towns, because so many veteran, somebody military will buy a house, and then 2 years later, 3 years later, whatever, they get moved to another base somewhere. Well, now they got this house with a VA loan that they buy with 100% financing. So he was just doing fantastic in these base towns. Again, you can contact agents to work with you, have them send you the 90-120 expireds if you'd like. But again, I highly recommend hitting the listed houses that are 60, 90, 120, hit them pretty hard, because you're getting your foot in the door. You're getting your face or your name in front of those sellers way before the agents can, because as soon as those listings go expired, bam, those sellers are getting flooded with mail from other agents, right? But this way, if you've already been in front of these sellers 2 months ahead of time, you're going to win that game all day long. You can contact insurance companies, reach out to their clients that have non-owner occupied properties, like investors. You can actually get that list. You can actually, there's actually a list servicing company. We can get people that have investor insurance policies. Of course, Joe and I were just talking about RIA meetings, real estate investor meetings. They are coming back to life now. They are having live meetings again. Matter of fact, I'm going to Orlando Thursday to speak to a big real estate group, and then Miami, then South Carolina. So the groups are happening again. So real estate groups, Bandit Signs. Now with the Bandit Signs, I actually prefer, because you're not going to put out Bandit Signs for a lease option, as far as, hey, we lease option houses or whatever, that makes sense. But when you see Bandit Signs out there that say we buy houses, whatever, those are wholesalers that you can call the wholesalers and say, hey, I buy leads that you're throwing away. Car wraps. Web scripter. There's a scraper software.io, I think, that will actually scrape a couple of websites. We have our own that we have for our dream partners. You can pay a referral fee to owners and agents to send you leads. Now this is interesting. Look for properties that have weeds, notices in the doors, piles of things by the curb. Now, number 12, you would think, okay, well, that sounds like a wholesale deal. Well, it might be, or it might not be. Just because a house has tall weeds, or it looks like it's a little bit disarray, doesn't mean it's a pile of crap. It just means there is something going on there, right? And it might be that it is that's a rental property, and the investor's tired of it. The point is to get in front of these owners that have these properties. In most cities, and not all, but in a lot of cities, you can actually get a list of the houses that have had the water turned off in 30 days. You can actually request this list and most cities will provide that. Divorce attorneys. I've always thought it'd be a great place to, two great places to get houses is you get a truck, a big cube truck, that says we buy houses, and you park one at a divorce attorney's office and the other at a funeral home, Either way. What's that?
I said, yeah.
Contractors are great. When you see contractors at Home Depot or Lowe's, guess what? Almost all of them that you see there work for investors. They are doing a rehab on a house, and in a lot of cases for an investor, or they have worked for investors before. You can talk to them, get the names of the investors.
And a lot of the Lowe's and Home Depot have bulletin boards too. You could pin an ad on or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
VA is a call for, so you can get a VA from overseas, a call for sale by owner and for rent by owner, or at least to reach out and to text them if you're using a texting platform and have them fill out the lead sheet for you. Bird dogs. Now, in this sheet, I go through a whole thing on how to hire bird dogs, but you can actually pay Uber drivers if you get. Joe, remember at our mastermind in July how I had I was going to have Jason Palliser from the 2-Day Blueprint, but he was sick, so his assistant Elisa came on and she did her presentation. Wasn't that phenomenal?
Yeah, it was.
She was sharp. Well, she was talking about Property Scout and about how you can use that to literally hire Uber drivers if you want. If you hire, because I've done this before, guys, where I hired, I think it was like, I say hired. I gave 5 or 6, maybe it was 7. It was a very small number of Uber drivers my info and said, hey, I'll pay you $1,000 for every house you find that fits this criteria. And I didn't have any system in place or anything. I was just, kind of trying it out. And I got so slammed with these Uber drivers sending me all these leads of houses. I was like, oh my God, what have I done?
Yeah.
I need a system. And it was after that I had encountered Jason Palliser, the 2-Day Blueprint, and Property Scout, which is a phenomenal.
Yeah, she knew her stuff. She was cool.
She was awesome, man. She was awesome. So you know what we need? We need to clone her and put her in our office for all of our dream partners, where she's just handling the transaction coordination.
I know. I've been trying to find my replacement, but I haven't found anybody yet.
Well, how can you really? I mean, is there a place where people that are part of Mensa hang out? Probably a Mensa club, I'm guessing. So you can use, and again, guys, I know this is a lot of information right here. This is going to go into the VIP Google Drive.
That's a lot of good stuff there. Yeah.
So you can use a call rail to hire, to use Uber drivers to actually go out and find leads for you.
Mm-hmm.
And just number 18, what Joe was talking about, where you have a business card that says, I pay $1,000 cash for low equity leads, violation codes from the cities, websites, Investor Carrot, Active Campaign, CRM. I put shout out to TK and Patty because Patty McGregor, who's a dear friend of mine, her and her son is really, really great at using Investor Carrot and Active Campaign, CRM to generate leads. Again, vacant houses and surrounding houses. Sales centers at new construction sites. I used to do this quite a bit when they were building up North Fort Worth back in 2010, 11, 12. I would go to the sales centers at new construction sites and I would take a stack of my cards there and say, hey, when you have someone coming here that wants to buy a house, but they have another house, boom, here's my card. Because everybody that goes to a new construction site at a DR Horton or whoever the builder is, most of those people, those buyers looking, they have a house they need to sell. Right. And that's where we can come in. The fake express mail envelope, that's from 3D mail, the letter 3D as in Delta, 3D mailresults.com, 3dmailresults.com. You can get a fake express mail envelope and you send that to a homeowner and your open rate is going to go through the roof because it looks like an express mail envelope. But again, there's a bunch of ways on here to market to sellers. This will go into the Google Drive for the VIP people. Now, what I'm going to show now is there's a couple of ways that let me pull this up here. So here is, let me pull this back up. So here's, I was showing that earlier, Joe. What you're seeing now is that's a house that one of my students just got under contract in Katy, Texas. Beautiful house there. But what I want to show is this. Now, this is a platform that we've had developed for our dream partners. So this is not something we sell or you can't get this anywhere. This is for our dream partners, Property Snatcher. And we're actually adding a lot more to it through a developer that's creating a whole texting campaign and a scraper to go out and scrape Zillow and about 15 other websites for sale by owner and for rent by owner. And it's very, very close to being done now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, because one day I want to move to Florida. So I'm going to take Florida and I'm going to select Let's select active listing. And I want individual owners. And I'm fine selecting business owners. Business meaning like an LLC or even a trust or whatever. I can put a trust. I'm going to hit search. And these are active listings within Florida. And it's got 20,000 listings in Florida. Now over here, I can go to days on market. Now what I'm doing here is if I want to create a direct mail campaign to houses that are over 30 or over 60 within a certain state, or I can narrow this down to a county, which is what I would recommend to most people. But let's assume I want to go to over 30 days. I'm going to back out here. Over 11,600 houses listed over 30 days. Let me go. I've not tried this before. Florida, over 60. Look at that, Joe. I'm making this bigger. 7,400 houses for sale listed in Florida for over 60 days. Now, we keep hearing about how hot Florida is, and it's yes, it's a strong
physically hot. I mean, it's physically hot. Yeah,
physically hot, and it is a strong market. I'm not going to discredit that, but the point is
not
that
for everyone.
Exactly. Too many times, or so often, I should say, Joe, people will use a very blanket statement and go, well, you can't buy anything. You can't get anything in Florida. It's too hot. Market's too hot. Really, here's 7,400 homeowners I just found in about 60 seconds that are raising their hand going, hey, I need a plan B here.
Right.
My house hasn't sold yet. Right. Mm-hmm. That house that my student just got that I just showed you in Katy, Texas, they had tried to sell that for over 4 months. And the house that I was working yesterday that I sent numbers on, the listing expires in a month, and it's a beautiful home. Let's try this. Let's try over 90. Now, when a homeowner has their house on the market for 90 days, they are really going, what the heck? This is ridiculous. Look at this. This is 4,900 houses, 5,000 homeowners. Do you realize anybody on this masterclass right now, if you sent every one of these homeowners one of our trifold brochures or the Street View postcard or one of our leasing to buy mail pieces that our dream partners use, if you were to send 4,900, every one of these homeowners a direct mail piece, there is no humanly way possible you could handle all the phone calls. You just could not do it. Joe, could you imagine sending out 5,000 mail pieces?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But this is Property Central. Again, this is for our dream partners to use. We don't sell this. We don't make it available to anybody else because we're always adding more and more features to it. And I'm not in the software business. I'm not going to be here to take this to the open market. This is for our dream partners, but just wanted to show you real quickly just some numbers there. Redfin is another way that if you're watching this and not one of our dream partners, that you could get some of the same information that I pulled right here. It may not be as consistent as what we have in Property Snatcher, but I just wanted to show that method right there as well. And then I'm going to go back to presentation here. Man, I'm excited about Property Snatcher. It's coming together. Yeah. Coming together. And all right, so before I move on to what to expect, what's coming up next, what's coming up tonight, first of all, I'll stop this for a second. So, Joe, you look like you're feeling a little bit better. You were under the weather yesterday.
Yeah.
The Ardmore cold or whatever it was.
Yeah. A lot of disease up in Oklahoma, John.
So many comments I could make there, but I won't. So, so good to have you back.
Yeah, that's right.
And something I was talking a little bit about yesterday on the Coach's Corner, and I'll talk more about it tomorrow when I talk more about the Dream Partner program and what we're doing, and this offer that I'm going to present tomorrow that I've never even made to my own mailing list, to the people that are on my list that follow me continuously. I've never even made this offer available to them for the Dream Partner. Well, obviously we've taken on Dream Partners, but this specific offer is like, it's the ultimate no-brainer. You cannot win, you cannot fail offer that I'm making tomorrow. And I was talking last night on the Coach's Corner to Meredith and to Teresa, and we were talking about like some of the previous coaching programs they'd been in, or mentorship or training about. And and I know you hear the same thing, Joe, and I get it all the time about how people have spent $40,000-$50,000 or whatever on another coaching program, whatever, and that there was almost no support there. It was pathetic. It was abysmal. There was almost no support. And I was talking about how you and I have really tweaked and honed and refined and tweaked the Dream Partner program since we created it in basically November, December of 2019, and how we're always refining it and seeing what else can we do better, and that how we're now implementing the twice a day phone calls, that it's about to come into implementation here, and why that came to be. And I was telling Meredith about it last night on the call, and she was beyond ecstatic, because she was already talking about how she had never been part of a program where she had so much support from the coach, and so much support and genuine encouragement and access to the coach.
Right.
And there's
there's a reason I'm single and don't have any kids, you know.
So y'all remember that. Y'all remember that. When you start working with Joe, there's a reason he's single and doesn't have kids. It's because he's so devoted to his coaching students. But I talked about how over the course of this week and then the next week, we're changing, we're enhancing the Dream Partner program to where, instead of someone having, say, as an example, hey, your coaching call, Tom, your coaching call is Thursday at 5 p.m. Central, whatever that is, that now the coaching students have twice a day for 5 days a week to be on a call with you. And I said, I was thinking it was like about 10 to noon Central, or about 4 to 6 Central, something like that. But they literally have 10 opportunities a week.
Right.
Be on a call with you to review a price sheet, to talk about a contract, talking with a seller, whatever that looks like. So there's literally, I mean, we've tried to remove every barrier possible. Right?
Yes.
So I think it's Meredith was beyond ecstatic. I think she just likes talking to you. I don't know.
She does. Yeah. I like talking to her. Yeah.
She's awesome. But so we'll talk more about that tomorrow as we talk about the Dream Partner program. About how now we've changed it so that instead of having a specific coaching time for everybody, for each person, that now it's, hey, twice a day for 5 days a week, you hop on. Even if they don't have a question.
Right. You learn something from someone else.
Just to be a fly on the wall and observe and listen and gather that knowledge, that's phenomenal. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow, but I'm really excited about it. So, and I know you've got a number of Dream Partners that are getting contracts going and things in place. So super excited about that. And I'm just going to throw this out there. I know we hadn't prepped for this or anything, but just off the top of your head, talk about one of the deals that one of the Dream Partners either has just got under contract or that they're working on right now. I know there's a lot of them, so just pick one.
Well, we have students that have closed out deals recently. We have a lot of properties under contract. I know you brought up John before. John Lewingas will be contracting that property hopefully today. That seller wants to offer it through a lease purchase and an owner finance. I think we were working with him for a little bit on that. We should get a contract from that today. I think he has to go pick it up or something weird. The seller's old.
Yeah, he's already got the listing. He's got to pick up.
Yeah. We have. I see an uptick in price sheets across the board. That's obviously the first step in the process of contracting a property, seeing the numbers first. Just this time of year, going in the fall, but I can tell you, for all the sellers that had their houses listed on the MLS in the spring and didn't sell, and then the summer that didn't sell, now they're starting to really get nervous, especially even in up north where you have to heat a vacant house shortly.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the time of year that you really want to ramp up all your marketing, especially direct mail. I just did a mailing to Oklahoma City. I know you just did a mailing as well. But just across the board, the market is starting to cool off for sure, starting to. And then just this time of year, every house that didn't sell is starting to get more than usually anxious this time of year, right? So I could go on about students that have properties under contracts and things like that, but now's a good time to ramp up your marketing. And now I'm seeing an uptick in price sheets. I know you teach a couple students, John. I don't know if you can verify that, but it just seems like we're getting just a lot more activity than we have been this past year.
Yeah, and I've said this before. I've not seen this kind of activity in 18 years,
right?
And the market's just now it's starting to soften now and weaken now. So imagine, like you said, now that we're coming into winter, or fall into winter, those sellers are like, well, I don't know what to do now, and we're hitting them with direct mail or with texting, and more sellers get to come on board. So
right.
So yes, it's a great time for to be in this industry, and obviously a great time to be a dream partner because not only are they getting even more support from you and I, but the response rate from sellers is just unbelievable.
Yeah, and that's without. I mean, all these foreclosures are going to hit the fan sooner than later too, with the moratoriums coming to an end or have ended. I'm curious to see what the lenders do and the feds do, but there should be an even greater influx of inventory with those defaults coming up, or at least pre-foreclosures for sure.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And, I got to run here to the VIP room, but what happens on those moratoriums is the foreclosure moratorium is the lender, depends on the lender, but the lender may take what's owed and put it on the back. And that sounds like, oh, okay, well, there you go. That solved the problem. Well, it didn't solve the problem if now the homeowner has this, whatever, $2,500 a month house payment that's coming due that they haven't been used to paying for in 5 months, 6 months, and they don't know how to do it.
And on the buyer side, I know I got to run to a coaching call here, but on the buyer side too, all of those people that temporarily lost their jobs, or the 1099 people, I know we were working with one buyer who owned a gym, like a small gym. And great income, had to close down by law. He couldn't keep his gym open. Now he's back up and running. And he needs a lease purchase that otherwise he wouldn't have. So we're seeing an influx in buyers just with all the BS going on with the job market. And then on the seller side this time of year, combine that with the future pre-foreclosures or whatever, that's a good recipe for us for sure. So I'm excited.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I know you got to run. I'm going to wrap. I've got 2 more slides. And I got to jump to VIP. I know you got coaching calls, Joe.
Okay. Yep. I got to go. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.
All right, let me finish up this. We got about 2 more slides here real quickly here, guys. Again, tonight, I'm about to join the VIP room, so I'll see you there on Zoom. Tonight, you want to be by the way, today in the VIP room, I'll be calling a couple sellers live because I've already gotten seller price sheets in. So I'm going to go ahead and I've gotten lead sheets in. I'm going to call sellers live today in the VIP room, tomorrow in the VIP room. And if Barry is on there, I promise I'm going to show you, Barry, how to use DocuSign. Poor Barry. He had asked me to show him how to use DocuSign. I said, yeah. And then yesterday was so crazy and fun, I forgot to show him. So today I'm going to show DocuSign if Barry's in there. And then tonight, Mike O'Hara in Honolulu, Hawaii did a lease option in Hawaii for $19,000. And some of you may be going, what? No, John, there's no way you could do a lease option in Hawaii. No way. You're lying. You got to be lying, John. Hawaii, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Everything's so expensive there. How can you do a lease option there? Well, yeah, I guess you can ask Mike O'Hara tonight at 6 p.m. Central Time. Mike O'Hara will be on there talking about how he found that deal. He's got another deal or two he's working right now, actually in Ohio, I think, even though he lives in Hawaii. So we get to talk to him. So tonight, 6 p.m., Coach's Corner, John Loangas, who just locked up the deal, Mike O'Hara. And then tomorrow we'll talk a little bit more about how to work with myself and Joe about the you cannot lose offer that I've put together for the Dream Partner program. The no-brainer, the irresistible offer, you got to be a fool if you say no type of offer. That's what I've tried to put together. It's the offer that makes my entire team think that I've entirely lost it. So we will see you, for those of you in the VIP room. I'm hopping over there right now. Everybody else, I'll see you tonight at 6 p.m. You definitely want to be here to talk to Mike O'Hara from Hawaii and John Loangas, hear how they got these deals, how do they talk to the seller, all of that, find out from them. I'll see you at 6 p.m. tonight in this Facebook group. Everybody else, I'll see you in about 30 seconds at the VIP. All right, take care.